History often remembers the loudest names, the generals, the dictators, the battles. But hidden behind these towering figures are lives swallowed by their shadows. Tonight, we step into the quiet tragedy of Eva Braun, the young woman whose life became entwined with Adolf Hitler, not in glory, but in silence, secrecy, and misery. If you enjoy stories that explore the forgotten corners of history, don't forget to subscribe and stay with us. Because sometimes, the stories whispered are the ones that matter most. It was October 1929. The German economy was collapsing, unemployment was soaring, and Adolf Hitler's name was beginning to echo across Munich. In the heart of the city, tucked away on a side street, stood the Heinrich Hoffmann photo studio. It was here, not on a battlefield or a grand stage, that a quiet encounter would take place. A 17-year-old assistant named Eva Braun had just begun her modest job, tidying prints and helping with photo orders. She could not have imagined that her path was about to cross with the man who would forever define her fate. Hitler was already a rising figure, charismatic to some, terrifying to others. When he entered the studio, Eva saw not a dictator, but a customer, a man immersed in politics, yet oddly distant in manner. She later recalled him as polite, though his presence was overwhelming. For Eva, this moment would be the beginning of a fascination, one that grew into an all-consuming attachment. Over the next few years, Hitler returned often to the studio. Hoffmann was his close associate, and through him, Eva found herself increasingly in Hitler's company. She was young, impressionable, and searching for meaning. He was older, already 23 years her senior, and carried an aura of mystery and power. Their relationship developed quietly in the shadows. But what might have seemed to Eva as romance was, in truth, a life of waiting. Hitler never publicly acknowledged her. She was kept hidden, a secret in his mountain retreat at the Berghof, or in the private rooms where she waited endlessly for his attention. While the world saw Hitler addressing thousands, Eva spent hours alone, her identity erased in service of his image. Behind the photographs of her smiling on alpine slopes or posing with friends was a life marked by isolation. Hitler's world had no place for a wife, no space for a family. His ambition was for Germany, not for companionship. Eva endured this neglect in silence. She turned to fashion, film, and her diary, small refuges where she could express herself. But the truth was harder. She was lonely, dismissed by Hitler's inner circle, and denied the recognition of even being his partner. There were moments of despair so deep that Eva attempted to take her own life, twice. Each time, Hitler drew her back. As the war dragged Germany into ruin, Eva's devotion did not falter. In April 1945, with the Soviet army closing in on Berlin, she made her choice. She left the safety of the Bavarian Alps and descended into the bunker beneath the Reich Chancellery. There, in the suffocating underground halls, she stood by Hitler's side to the end. On April 29th, they were married in a brief, almost surreal ceremony. Less than 40 hours later, on April 30th, 1945, Eva Braun, aged just 33, died alongside him by suicide. Her life ended where it had always been, defined by her devotion to a man who never fully returned it. History often reduces Eva Braun to a footnote, the nameless companion of a dictator. Yet her story is a reminder of the quieter tragedies behind the great catastrophes. The people consumed not only by war, but by the choices of those they loved. She was not a leader, nor a symbol of power. She was a young woman whose life was entangled in forces larger than herself. And in that silence, in that misery, lies a story worth remembering.